Hey, okay, so what's up? Um, yeah, I think this week I'm talking about fasting again, so surprise, surprise. But yeah, so last week I shared just a little bit of what I was going through for week one, and now we finished on Sunday for those of you who started with us on the second. I know some people only started on Monday, so they're only going into their second week now. But I just wanted to share some of the learnings I think that I picked up along the way. So, first of all, what started happening? So I think I recorded the video on Monday or on Tuesday, but like between Tuesday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday, I basically started dying. That's what it felt like. Yeah, my body just gave in, and I wasn't doing well. Like I was in pain, and you know, feeling like things were breaking and all sorts of things were happening. So on um, Wednesday evening, on Thursday, I think it was I actually think it was Thursday. On Thursday, I actually decided then I'm just going to stop fasting. You know, like stop the fast altogether. Let me just listen to my body and help it out there. Um, but I was coming off not eating at all. So obviously, anyway, I would only, be going onto soups and stuff, and the plan was really just to kind of get as many nutrients as I could into my body, just to kind of help my body recover. Um, that did not go as planned. I think I started having like a little bit of soup and stuff, and after like 2 spoons, I was full and I couldn't eat anymore anyway and stuff. And so even then, listen to your body. Anyway, so I ended up having soup, but like one meal a day, basically, of soup. And I could feel, my body kind of figuring it out. It was actually really quite perfectly timed because my mom could make me lentil soup. Um, so at least I was getting, some good stuff into my body. Yeah, and by the time I got so Tuesday was the first day, yesterday was the first day that I actually just felt okay. Not really feeling strong or anything yet, but at least feeling okay. And then I just decided, okay, well, because I'm, so close to being done, we might as well just finish out the fast there and having one meal a day, and that meal is obviously still soup for me. So, but what I really appreciated, and I think what I wanted to share was, in coming to the decision, I mean, I felt sad about a lot of things, right? I was feeling sad. I was feeling disappointed in myself, like, oh, I can't dry fast anymore. I was like, Lord, is there pride or something happening in me? What's going on? 20, just 21 days should almost be nothing now, and now I'm struggling with the 21 day. What's going on with my body and stuff? And the one thing that so I spoke to my mom and my sister about it, and the one thing that they said that really, really encouraged me was, just because you're changing your fast, or at that stage, just because you're stopping your fast, it doesn't mean you have to stop praying. So it doesn't mean you stop engaging with all the other activity around fasting. And I think that's kind of what I want to zoom in on this week, because I've obviously had a few conversations with people since that video, and even just generally, I think we focus so much, or we put so much emphasis on what it is we're going to fast and how long we're going to fast and how, but the activities that actually surround fasting, people don't do. And I was actually talking to a friend this morning again, saying, people will say, oh, I'm going on a Daniel fast. And for the hour of lunch they have, all they do is they eat fruits and vegetables, and none of that time is spent in prayer or in word or just engaging in spiritual activity. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you're not fasting. You're just you're on a diet. You're eating a specific diet, and I it's been this past week. I mean, I've gone through a lot of things just personally happened, and it was very heavy spiritually, but I'm so grateful that I got to experience this again, because it was almost like, obviously if you come from not eating anything to suddenly having something, even if it is just to but if you come to having something, then obviously your body, kind of starts feeling stronger and all these things. And it was so amazing for me to be able to engage just the spiritual activity side of fasting a lot more. And maybe I did it because I felt like I needed to make up for the fact that now I was having a meal a day. I don't know, but being able to engage with all of that, um, I just, I don't know, it showed me something about fasting that I think I knew but didn't really know, like I knew head knowledge but not know like heart knowledge. And I think now I've kind of had the opportunity to engage with that. And every day when my mom would see me, she'd be like, remember, that doesn't mean you stop praying. Remember, it doesn't mean you stop praying. Remember, it doesn't mean you stop praying. And just being able to engage with prayer and with the Bible and, with worship in this, in a different way, or in a different space, has really just been it's been such a joy for me. And it's a lesson I'm really glad I've learned. I hope I've learned it properly. We'll see. But I wanted to share that with you and really just encourage you that, as we go, as we engage the practice of fasting, as we kind of try and figure out what fasting is going to look like for us in our lives and stuff, I really want to encourage you guys, please make sure that praying, that reading the Bible, that spending time in his presence is part of that practice. Because if it is not, then I have to ask you what it is you are doing. Guys, people say it so many different ways. Fasting positions you, fasting is alignment, and all these other ways that people say it. But like, the bottom line is his presence, right? That's what we want. However you want to say it, however you cut the cake, for the cake to be in your stomach, it means there must be an engagement of you with worship or word or prayer or something. And that is my prayer for all of us as we go into this last stretch. So yeah, I think that's probably like the big thing that I want to share with you, and then maybe just a bit more on the personal side of things. Yeah, it was quite I was actually really sad, like as soon as I realized that, yeah, my body is giving in, I'm not able to do this and I need to stop fasting. I was actually really, really sad. And like I mentioned a bit earlier, there was a lot of disappointment, and I had to kind of just journal it out, because I was like, well, what am I sad about? If I'm honest with myself, what am I sad about? What's disappointing me here? Why wouldn't I want to do this? And I mean, one of the things was even like, oh, now I'm going to have to go, or now I'm even going to record a video to tell people, oh, eventually I had to stop fasting, and I think it was really sweet of Holy Spirit to kind of just be like, okay, I understand you're saying you're going to stop fasting, but there is actually a way that we can keep stay in the fast while your body just kind of finds some form of recovery. And I really appreciated that. It's been quite a journey, but the second week has been a lot better, and the difference between the first week and the second week, I'm telling you, it's beholding, right? It's where my focus was. The first week, I think I was not focused at all, and the second week, I was just so determined to say, Lord, my eyes are going to stay on you, and that's been quite a blessing. As you can hear, my energy levels are better. They're not as, they're still, under the radar, but I am taking it one day at a time, and we're almost done. So we'll see how it ends and how it goes. But whatever it is you are fasting and whatever it is you are praying for, I trust that this journey with Holy Spirit is just a blessed one. The other thing that I did want to share is I've had a lot of questions around why am I doing this fast. So please go and read the Bible for yourself, okay? So a lot of people will be, Daniel 1. So in Daniel 1 is where Daniel and his friends decided, no, we don't want to eat the king's delicacies, we want to eat fruits and vegetables, right? Daniel 10 is where a lot of people get the 21 days from, when Daniel was praying, and eventually Mark got to him and said, from the day you prayed, your answer was released, but I had to fight the Prince of Persia to get to you, which is why I'm only getting to you 21 days later. So it's like they've taken these two things and put them together. And I kind of understand that, even though not really, but this is So just in answering the question, why am I fasting? And what does this kind of mean for me? What does it do for me? This is how I would answer that question. So in total, I actually, in the beginning of the year, I do 36 or 37 days, right? Because for me, the fast is really a tithe of the year. It's to say, okay, Lord, here's 365 days that's coming. I'm going to give you the first 36, 35, 36, or 37 days of the year. I'm going to give to you. A lot of times, the 20, so I break it up into the 21 days and then the extra days. The 21 days I do with the church, because I love the idea of church coming together, fasting together, praying together, and a lot of that fast is based in consecration. So consecrating ourselves for the year, positioning ourselves, saying, Lord, we're open. It's an offering to the Lord in the beginning of the year, and then I'll normally change my fast after the 21 days and do the last 2 days. I'll fast a different thing or in a different way. So those 36 days for me are really just it's a tithe of the year. It's a consecration of the year to the Lord. And I know the Jewish New Year starts in the fall, but I live according to the calendar, so I go with the calendar. And yeah, I think a lot of the prayer and the Bible reading and the worship, a lot of that is kind of zoned into just this thing of saying, Lord, I just want to come and I want to start the year at your feet. I want to start the year at your feet, as in almost like, if I get it right to start the year at your feet, let it be a good sign for what's going to happen the rest of the year, because I want to spend the year at your feet. So I want to position myself low before you. I want to come into your presence. I want to be found in your presence. I want to be found low in your presence, so that you have access to me, and I am a willing participant in my transformation to becoming more like Christ. So that is specifically this fast in January. That is what that fast is about for me. I don't bring anything in, like I don't bring on purpose. I don't bring anything into the fast around the year. So I'm not saying, Lord, I'm trusting you for this year. I'm not. All of that, I will. If I do have things like that I want to present to the Lord, then I fast again at a later stage. I don't do that in the Jan one, because Jan is really just saying, I'm consecrating this time to you. Why they say January? Again, it's just based on the principle of tithe. Tithe is first and 10th. So if you give a 10th but it's not the first, it's not tithe. If you give first but it's not a 10th, it's not tithe. So first and 10th is why I use specifically January then for this fast that consecrates the year unto the Lord. Okay, I hope that answers any random questions people had. And again, thanks for listening. And I hope, however your fast is going, this is me encouraging you, saying, keep going, go for it, you can do it, you can do it. We're almost there, guys. And yeah, it's never fun to start, but the results of a fast are always something that I appreciate. So have a good one, and I'll talk to you guys next week then.